for me as your dad, the most important things I want you to get out of sports is having to face some adversity, learning how to overcome, learning that you have to work hard at things in order to put yourself in the best positions to win. And honestly, having fun. I feel like you guys are having fun, and I love that. There's more to it than just winning and losing. There's life lessons you'll carry with you forever, and I couldn't be more proud.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jackie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Part 3 here with my Abby girl and my tomato, Miss Elli. And we just had a great 2 episodes on your guys' perspective of disciplining and some fun stories. It's always funny. You jump off of a podcast episode and all of a sudden we start remembering more situations. And Abby, you just brought up to me, it was, I think, probably the first spanking you ever got.
Really?
Right? Because you guys were little. You were maybe 2, something like that. And, of course, you're a twin with Bella. And I remember we had this whole big section of, this is back when we lived in Illinois, in the Chicagoland area. And we had a big, beautiful home with a massive living room. But we took those little plastic gates and we made a whole corral for you guys, right? And it basically took up the whole living room. And we had those little mats down, like the rubber mats you put in gyms. And then, of course, there's toys and everything in there. So that way...
And we had a big playhouse. I remember that.
There was a big
playhouse in there.
Oh, yeah. It was like a little fun zone, But you guys couldn't escape it either. So when we're walking in and out of the kitchen and doing stuff we got to do, and, I'm working a lot of times, we're in the same room, but I can't keep my eyes on you nonstop, right? So we had to kind of corral you because otherwise, next thing you know, we look up and nobody's there and you're under a couch somewhere or something.
Yeah, Chrissy's under the couch.
Yep. And so, but I remember the very first time I had to give you a spanking, and it was really hard for me because even of the situation. And what it was Bella would be she would test more than you would, right? Even when you guys were little babies. And so what would happen is you would both try to gather your toys, and you'd have a little pile sometimes. It's almost like you loved playing together, but you also needed your alone time sometimes. So you'd go to different parts of the corral, if you will, and you gather your own little toys. But that little Bella, every time when she would see you walk away, I watched her. She would see you walk away, and she'd go over there and she'd take one of your toys and she'd come put it in her pile, right? And then you'd come over here and you'd look and you'd see it and you didn't know what to do, right? And I would watch you, and Bella would just be like, and then you'd usually be like, whatever, is it probably not worth it? I could see your little mind working. Go back over here, and Bella would take another one. Before you know it, Bella's got this stack of toys this far and this far. And I just remember that every once in a while, you would just start, almost exploding because you've been bottling this up. And one time I remember the first warning was, I think, you shouting, because all of a sudden you're like, don't touch me stuff. Don't touch me stuff. Right. And we're like, whoa, what's happening in here? What's up with the loud shouting and stuff? And then that's when I kind of watched. But I was watching, honestly, because I started really becoming aware of what Bella was doing. So I'm kind of waiting to catch her and the act, so that way I could discipline her, right? So she'd stop stealing your stuff, stop touching me stuff, right?
So I exploded at the wrong time.
Well, but what happened then is when I kind of got distracted, and then the next time she did it, you bit her. Next thing you know, I'm hearing Bella like this, and I'm like, what just happened? And sure enough, like your cute little chiclet teeth was all just like perfect on her arm, like bit her hard enough where it was like little, like, I mean, you could see the teeth marks exactly in the shape of your mouth, right? On her arm. And I'm like, oh, now I got to give Abby a spanking, even though I don't even really blame her. You know what I mean, for doing this. I just remember it was a lot of emotions for me. You know what I mean? It was kind of crazy. But anyways, let's shift gears. We got about 10 minutes left in this episode. You got tryouts coming up for both you guys. Yours are this week, which is pretty intense.
Yep.
You have what, 16 or 17 girls trying out for varsity?
I think it's 17.
17 for how many slots are open?
Like they're only gonna take 8 girls for doing like varsity practice, and then I think he's gonna dwindle down his team of who's alternates and everything like that by the end of like next week.
So to really be somebody who's not an alternate, is that like 5 probably?
Yeah, because
There's
they
already
take
a
like
couple that are already decided.
yeah, because they take 9 people and they have like 1 to 2 alternates, so then it's like 10 to 11 people. So you got to be like top 3.
Okay.
No, yeah, I guess top 3 to really secure your spot.
And so they came out with a bracket, right?
They did.
That
The tournament play actually,
yeah,
it's pretty great.
It's tournament, and you have to get past the first round. Really, you have to get past the second round to get put into consideration.
Yeah, you
for the
either
top.
gotta win the consolation bracket if you lose in the first round, or you gotta win the like quarterfinal consolation bracket if you lost in the second round. You gotta be like top 2 in that one, or you gotta be top 2 in the whole bracket itself. But you really gotta make sure you're bringing your A game.
So how are you handling this? You know, obviously there's always nerves and everything, but what are you doing mentally to be ready for this weekend?
Yeah, I think really telling myself you can do this. Even though last year didn't show up the way that you thought it was. I think the tournament that we had recently just to get us ready, it wasn't like anything connected to this, was really great to boost my confidence of what I did last year, you know, because sometimes you don't always see the improvement. Everybody else might say it, but you're like, I don't see it. You know what I mean? So going into that tournament was really great. And I think I really could see like I have improved a lot. And I know what I need to bring to be at my A game coming into the tournament and to varsity tryouts. Mostly I need to, like, one of the biggest things we were talking about was I need to tell myself to get at a good start early on. That was the biggest thing, because I can just like, I don't know, it's just a mental thing that it's happened over the past couple of years. Even with doubles and everything, we've gone to a really bad drop in where we're like down by like 4 games. And it's
It's almost like you don't really consciously do it, but you can allow yourself to be a little too passive in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that can hurt you, because now you're fighting the rest of the time to come from behind.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't do that, especially first round, because the girl that I'm playing against, Chrissy says, is almost like a Ramadan where she's like, she really tries to.
The one girl named Rama.
She's like
something, yeah.
Yeah, Rama. And she's like, her name's Grace, but she can be really rude and snippy.
Okay.
And like a cheater.
Which is it's a real thing in what you girls do between golf, between tennis. It's kind of shocking.
And she's
to
like
us.
the coach's pet too. She gets trained under Coach Percy.
It's one of the most shocking things. Like I know in real life we face this stuff a lot, like as adults, where people can be shady and people can cheat to take for advantage for themselves, and they have really lacking character. But to watch, like, you know, teenage girls intentionally do it, it is a thing that you have to overcome. You have to be mentally tough enough, because it can mess you up.
Yeah,
right?
I need to make sure I'm on my A game, because I'm one that's like really nice, really trying my best to be as honest as possible, but I can't allow her to get into my head.
That's right.
And then, because like I'm one that will be like, I don't want to argue with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. But that I know that she won't be. I have to make sure I bring my A game where I'm strong, and I won't let that, like, her attitude break my strongness.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, you just partner with the side of truth.
Yeah.
Even if she tries to pull you out of it or pull you into a lesser person than you are.
Yeah, and being okay to call like a line judge from one of the coaches if it really
That's right.
becomes
Stand
a problem.
your ground.
Yeah.
Right. And keep yourself within yourself, but also don't let yourself get bullied.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Which is what people who cheat will do sometimes. They will try to bully you. They will try all their little tactics of being mean or whatever, and try to take advantage of someone who's nice, someone who's honest, right? And you just can't allow it. You have to hold your ground, and then always, of course, just be honest yourself. I was so proud of all you girls and Druce even. I saw multiple different times when there was some kind of a questionable call, and you guys always took the truth side. You guys always took the honesty side, even if it cost you. I watched you do it at this last tournament, like over and you guys just kind of do it by second nature now, but you've trained yourself to be that way.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and God sees that.
Yeah.
And that's what matters, because we've always taught, it's one of our life, our family philosophies is we never give up our character for a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We never do. Like we just don't do it. We're not going to cheat in order to win, because it's not even a real victory then.
Yep.
And so, okay. So you got to start strong. You got to tell yourself you can do it. Where does confidence come from? Do you know, Ellie?
From training hard and making sure you're prepared enough, and not just the week before trials being like, ooh, I should practice now.
That's right. I mean, confidence typically, when you have to perform at something, it comes from preparation. When you have prepared enough, you've practiced enough, you've been in enough situations, when you show up, it's not like you have to elevate beyond what you're already doing. All you have to do is just do what you have been doing, right? Last year was tough. Last year we learned a really hard lesson.
Yeah,
we
did.
We did not take enough time to prepare last year. Like we just didn't. And part of it was weather, part of it was just our schedule. Like there was just, to get on courts outside last year, you had to shovel snow off. This year's been different. Like we've had great weather. So you guys have been practicing for months now. And because of that, it feels more like you're mid-season right now versus I'm just hoping I don't mess up at this tryout, right? You just got to go out there and just play.
Yeah, like I remember when we first started doing lessons and getting back into tennis after our golf season and everything, we started going back to lessons and everything like that. And I remember just warming up with the kid, and he was pretty good, But then after the past couple of weeks, I played him in the tournament recently after like 4 weeks later, and I beat him by a considerable amount. It's just like I'm getting a lot more confidence because I'm practicing a lot more and I'm really staying focused and everything like that. So it's so true. I was like thinking about it, like failing to prepare is failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
That's right. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
And I love that all of you, even though you're going to still show up and there'll be butterflies in your stomach, because that's part of competition.
Yeah.
Right. But you all are way ready, right?
Yeah.
Like way ready this year. And it's going to be great. Like I'm excited about watching you guys perform. I'm excited about you guys really having a great tryout and then a really great season. I just know it's going to happen.
Yeah. I love our coaches, like Coach Tracy. She's the best. Like it's going to be a great season. I love her. She's a great encourager, and she really believes in us. So I really am excited. I want to make it on the team and help us repeat for state champions.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, Ellie, what you got tryouts coming out probably in a month or so?
Yeah.
Something like that, because you're in middle school, so it's a different tryout. How are you feeling about your chances of being varsity and maybe even number one singles in varsity?
I'm feeling good. I know I have to prepare to get to a better start. I saw in the tournament I didn't fully come out that strong. I just kind of thought, well, I'm good at this, and I didn't try as hard as I probably could have. But I think I played pretty well during the tournament. But I know really like practicing hard with just knowing I can beat my brother, and then I know I can come in with that confidence and beat some of these girls I lost to during our tournament. And I just need to make sure I'm staying my ground, because I know a couple of calls I just let her have, even though I saw that they were in or didn't hit the net or something. And it really, like, let's just say if I got that point in the tiebreaker, then it could have put me to tied or above her. But I just let it be, and now she was above me. And I know, like, now that the girls are doing their tryouts, I need to work on my courts, which is a bit different. I need to make sure I get my serve down. And, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. 2 tryouts, but
what else do you have to be ready for mentally when you show up? Let's say you're behind and you start getting down on yourself. How are you going to bring yourself back to a state of being able to perform at your best?
I think during this tournament that we had recently, we really learned a lot about self-talk. Like I saw Chrissy and this other guy playing, and it was really close. Like, I mean, really close. And you're saying there was a point Chrissy was really fighting and trying to come back, where the guy was like, I can't do it. He literally told himself he couldn't do it. And after that point, he couldn't do it. He just, all the mental.
Yeah, the guy beat her pretty handily in the first set.
Yeah.
And then he was tall. He could hit hard.
He was a
had
hard
really
hitter.
Strong serve. I mean, And then the second set, Chrissy was a little bit more strategic to allow him to make his own unforced errors. But that set came down to a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So there's a tiebreaker in that second set, and she had to outlast him. And it was like, I think you go to 7. I think she beat him like 7-5. Right?
Yeah.
And then because it was a 2-set match plus a tiebreaker, if you
got tied,
then it's a 1st to 10, right? Or no, 10 win by 2.
Yeah, 10-point tiebreaker.
And I mean, they were just going back and forth, point for
Oh
point,
my gosh,
point
yes.
for point. And it's intense, right? And but then I remember him whiffing one shot, and I'll never forget. He starts just muttering to himself like, "I can't do this. I don't even know why I play this sport." Of course. And he'd miss another shot. He'd be like, "Of course, that's what I expect." He even said, right? And I was like, as long as Chrissy doesn't beat herself now, she's going to win this match.
Yeah.
Right? Because he had mentally given up. Now, to me, what's the point of that? You've just been out here for an hour and a half playing, and it's been intense. Why? I don't know. To me, I'm like, I am doubling down on everything I can do to win this, because otherwise it's like, okay, let's win these tiebreakers. How do you do that? You just stay really focused in the moment. You pay attention to how, one of the things, especially in a game like tennis, even in golf, even pretty much in any sport, once you have practiced enough and your skill set's at a certain level, it's like I try to teach you guys all the time. You can either beat your opponent or you can beat yourself.
You can't do both.
Can't do both, right? So you have to choose, what am I not going to do, right? So I'm not going to beat myself. I'm not going to put myself in positions that could make me beat myself, right?
Yeah. And I remember when I was down in one of the games I was playing, and I had lost the first set 2-6. And I was like, oh, shoot, this is not good. And like this kid, he was just consistent. I kept beating myself. And you were like telling me, you got to really adjust for wind here. Like you got to believe in yourself. You can do this. Like you really can. And I remember I started going, and I was really going on the heat once I really paid attention to the wind and just keeping it in play, but then hitting harder on the side where the wind was against me.
Yeah.
And I won the next set 6-2. So it was just flopped. Then we go to the tiebreaker. I was up, and it was a really back and forth because we kept switching sides. You had to keep adjusting. And he was a good player. He beat me 10-8. So it was really close.
Really close. Could have gone either way for sure.
But I was just happy I didn't give up after second set. Like going down by that much, it could have been really easy for me to just feel like, oh, I'm not going to win this thing. It's over.
Yeah, so that's one thing. And then the other thing is making those adjustments early, so that way you win that first set like you did your second.
Yeah, I feel like I really did that going into my third game that I played against the kid that I won 6-1, 6-2. I really took into consideration the wind a lot better and keeping him playing. He kept messing himself up. I didn't beat myself out, let him beat himself. And it was like even just getting in that serve. You know what I mean? Even though the wind, you had to toss it way out so it could, like, the wind could pull it towards you so you could hit it. It was terrible wind that day. But I think I played the elements a lot better to keep my mental game in check. And then it was great. Like seeing that wind coming out of that third one.
Well, I know you guys are going to do fantastic. And by the way, above any result that happens from this, I'm so proud of your guys' effort. I'm so proud of your work habit. I'm proud of how much you have been willing to grow even mentally. For me as your dad, the most important things I want you to get out of sports is having to face some adversity, learning how to overcome, learning that you have to work hard at things in order to put yourself in the best positions to win. And honestly, having fun. I feel like you guys are having fun, and I love that. There's more to it than just winning and losing. There's life lessons you'll carry with you forever, and I couldn't be more proud. So you guys are the best.
Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Love you.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.